Ashley, no spoilers, both for this TV series or this episode that we're about to talk about, or the books that they're based upon. But I just want to express to you my surprise and shock that bees would be the thing that I literally yelled out loud about when it came on my TV screen.
That is hilarious.
Bees. I went, bees! Arms up in
Bees!
the air like it was a touchdown for the home team. I sure did.
Buzzing,
hello.
buzzing bees.
Welcome to the Articulate Coven, the original, unofficial fan podcast and community for Anne Rice's Immortal Universe, The Vampire Chronicles, Lives of the Mayfair Witches, and the Immortal Universe TV series from AMC and AMC+. The Articulate Coven is Ashley and Joel, but it's supported by listeners just like you. Find out more at articulatecoven.com/join. Hello and welcome to the Articulate Coven. We are your hosts. I'm Joel.
I'm Ashley.
And we are the Articulate Coven. And you already know why you're here. It's Talamasca, the Secret Order, the newest and freshest, the hottest, hippest out of the Immortal Universe from AMC and AMC's Plus.
Real talk.
And Anne Rice.
We're not deep into it.
No.
I love it.
I'm loving it too.
I fucking love this.
First episode was like, hey, yeah, look at you.
Yeah.
You did a thing. Second episode was like, they're doing so many things.
They're doing so much. And I am like 100% team guy. I fucking love this dude. I love that character. He's so much more interesting than any of the other characters that they've kind of fabricated out of midair. I am here for the show. I am loving the vibe. It's got, I think I mentioned it last week. It's got like a real kind of 24 vibe that I'm having so much fun with.
I don't know that we talked a lot about him in the first episode, but I want to talk a little bit about him right now. Nicholas Denton. Look at Nicholas Denton go, man. Like, what a find. Yeah, I'm with you.
He wasn't on my radar at all. He's kind of like he looks like he's like Eddie Redmayne's cousin or something. You know, he's very familiar looking. He looks, you know.
I'm fairly certain we mentioned this on a previous episode, but I'd gotten this wrong. We claimed him in a trailer reaction.
Yeah.
Or I claimed him as a secret Brit. He's Australian, like Sam Reed.
Aussie, secret Australian. I love it.
Okay, so he was in The Spirit of the Game in 2015. He was in Kiss Me in 2016, Holding the Man, Eden, Kath and Kim Drella, The Diver, The Unit in 2020. I don't recognize any of these. No. Okay, he did a version of Dangerous Liaisons in 2022. Oh, it was a TV series. I don't think I knew that this was this is Stars. You know what? Okay, here's my little negativity rant because we're going to like this show. I hate Stars. Stars is one of those that pisses me off. I'm never going to sign up for your streaming service, Stars. I'm just going to wait for 10 years after the show comes out when you put it on Netflix and I go, oh, they made a show about they made a new version of Dangerous Liaisons with a bunch of sexy young actors. All right, me. Go Stars.
There's too many of you out there.
There's
streaming services. There's too
fucking many.
Damn many. Like my one holdout. I mean, I don't have Stars either, but my one holdout actively is Apple TV. I'm like, and it kills me because I fucking
bridge too far.
I mean, I'm like, but I won't no further. I just had to upgrade my fucking Disney the other day.
Okay, so let me tell you the play with Apple TV because they just announced this recently, and I know there's a bunch of you out there. And honestly, Apple TV's got some really good shit. They've got some good horror stuff in particular, and they've got a great catalog of sci-fi now. If you're a sci-fi fan, there's a lot of great sci-fi.
Under this dialogue, it should be running right underneath you, a little crawl. It's like Joel is a simp for Apple.
Joel owns. You know how much Joel likes Lestat? He likes Apple almost that fucking much.
Almost that much.
It is. I will say, I one of the reasons why I am such an advocate for them is because I use so fucking many of their products.
Right,
and I don't,
you do. You really do.
I don't think
I'm
it's
just
the other
teasing
way
you.
around. No, I know. But I think the general, and I know I sound like a simp. I know I absolutely sound like a simp when I talk about them. But I also think to myself, if you knew how I'm fucking cross-platform using my Mac and my iPhone and my iPad and their fucking web services and
You are
all of these
fully
things.
ensconced.
Yeah. And it all works together well, which is one of the reasons why I talk so highly about them. But they came out with a deal recently, a bundle with them and Peacock, and it works either way. So if you've got a Peacock membership, you can get a break on getting Apple TV. If you've got an Apple TV membership, you can get a break on getting Peacock. And there's like ad tiers and ad free tiers that you can choose from and stuff. So, and here's the even cooler part. Apple TV subscribers get a handful of Peacock originals that you can watch like 2 or 3 episodes of to sample. And Peacock users get 2 or 3 episodes of a bunch of Apple TV shit that you can sample too. I don't know if those are in the app right away, but you should start watching for them. Like, I think you're probably going to get at least the first 3 episodes of Ted Lasso that you could watch, for instance, Ashley.
I need to watch that, and I need to watch Shrinking. That's my guy, Bill Lawrence, and I love his work. Scrubs is one of my favorite TV shows ever. It's so fucking brilliant.
I think he's got at least one more series after Shrinking that's also like in pre-production for them too.
I bet he does. Yeah, he stays busy. They're about to do a Scrubs revival. I'm so excited.
Look, do what they don't want you to do and be disciplined and sign up for 1 fucking month, watch a bunch of shit on a thing, and then turn it off. That's what you're supposed to do. And Ashley and I are weak-willed, and we cannot. We just leave that shit on.
I can't. I also have severe ADHD. It's like, the tasks that are just sitting there that I know will take like 5 minutes of my time.
Here's what I tell myself, Ashley. Once upon a time, I used to go to Sam Goody and buy like a $30 DVD or 4 every time I had any fucking money. And then they would sit on my shelf unopened even for months and years, perhaps, because I just, I need, if I want to watch that, I should have a copy of that thing. So now I'm only spending like whatever it is now, $20 a month for every single one of these services, which adds up, I suppose. But anyway, I don't go to Sam Goody anymore, so there you go.
True. I don't even think it exists for people to go to.
No, I'm pretty sure it does. Everybody, the young ones are like, so you went to who now?
We also don't go to Blockbuster anymore, kids.
Was Sam Goody your plug? Yeah, no.
Sam Goody and Suncoast Videos.
The plug got tax exemption and a medical prescription requirement now. So, all right, let's start episode 2 of Talamasca, The Secret Order from AMC. Police on the scene of a train crash. Who could be involved in this train crash, Ashley? This is from episode 1, obviously, our Talamasca agent.
And she is in bits. And also chewed up bits. They did point out her bits are chewed up. And they're like, probably dogs. I'm thinking, no, it's not dogs.
Okay. I love the older the older white cop who's like, women don't normally hurt themselves in a way that, makes them look unpretty like this.
But he's right. That's not how women kill themselves. We do not throw ourselves in front of trains. We do not shoot ourselves. We take pills.
I did a Brooklyn accent, by the way. This guy's from
was really
London,
hilarious.
but still.
It suited him. Same guy, whether he's in Brooklyn or London.
It really is the same
feel
cop.
More comfortable with, but it's the same fucking cop. He's right though.
Just because I'll forget it otherwise, and I do want to mention it because I'm reading it right now, and I'll be further on. I have been listening to Mr. Mercedes, the audiobook.
It's so
through
good.
the Libby app, by the way. Guys, get a library card if you don't have one. Listen to the Libby app.
All those.
Okay, I want to get the name right though. Do you remember who voiced it?
I don't.
But he's so great, good. And you know the actor.
Yeah. It's someone I know.
I've got to look it up now because he's so good in it too. Hang on.
Oh, those books are so good.
Okay, Will Patton.
Yes, Will Patton, who I love.
He's such a good actor, but the way he goes back. Okay, no spoilers, but Mr. Mercedes, that first book, is very much dual things. You get Bill Hodges, he's a retired detective, and then you get Mr. Mercedes, who is a person who has killed several people already and is planning to kill again, and is toying with Bill Hodges. And it's not the same relationship at all, but it very much reminded me of Clarice and Hannibal, Hannibal and Will from Red Dragon. Anyway, really, really interesting. And Will Patton in the audiobook, he like raises his voice and simplifies his gruffness for Mr. Mercedes, and then goes back into more of his natural tones for Bill Hodges, and it's perfect. It's just perfect.
If you don't know who Will Patton is, if you look him up, you'll know exactly. He's a character actor.
He's in a ton of stuff.
So much shit. Yeah. But he's so fantastic. Those books slap.
But I just finished that. Well, as I'm reading this, I'll finish it sometime today, or as we're recording this, I'll finish it like this evening when we get off. Bill Hodges is that same detective that I just mentioned, going, normally women don't jump in front of the train like that. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, wherever you are, that cop exists.
That cop, listen, Ashley and I are both kind of ACAB. There's no doubt about that. But also, a fucking grizzled detective is useful in society, whether he's a bastard or not. So there we go. Okay.
He has his place. I love we get introduced to the Amiee, the medical examiner. I just listened to a book. I mean, I just fucking ate this shit up. It was so good. Written by a medical examiner. It was called Working Stiff. And it was she was a medical examiner in New York City for like a few years, and it's kind of about her experience as a young medical examiner in New York City, and she kind of goes through a lot of her cases and describes a lot of the autopsies and things. It's fascinating. Very
fucking see it all, I would imagine.
There's a section, she handled 9/11 victims, so there's a whole section where she's talking about that too. It's fucking crazy. She talked about a guy that got killed by an egg roll machine, like mass producing egg rolls.
Oh my gosh. Ooh.
Yeah, there was some crazy shit in that. Just a little side quest if anyone needs one. Here's another book that I was reading. But we meet the medical examiner, and I like her. She shows up again in the episode later.
Speaking of bits and pieces, here we are in front of this train.
Speaking of bodies and bits.
They find Silly Putty, which I love the fact that like she picks up the egg and the one guy's like, "What the heck's that?" "Oh, it's Silly Putty. Kids play with it." I don't remember Silly Putty for the first episode, but again, it's got to be Chekhov's Silly Putty is my point.
Right.
So let's watch for that.
She was making copies of the comics.
Yeah, no, exactly. Okay. This whole incident, though, and the fact that the cops are here on the scene and they realize this has happened, it is immediately picked up from the police reports by Jasper's people. Now, we don't know this immediately, but what we actually realize is Jasper's people are the Talamasca. This is the London Mother House.
Yeah. He's
like
living in
the boss walks the news up to him.
Yeah. Jasper's got all the audacity. I am fascinated by this character. I'm really, really interested to see where they take him.
Yes.
It's
good use of Fichtner too, right? Like clearly already, like the things that he does well.
Yeah. They are. Yeah, he was brilliant. I mean, I would not be surprised if whoever wrote this did not have him in mind when they were writing it. Like that's kind of how good he is in this role. Okay, and that is one of the things that they get by writing characters for this series, as opposed to bringing in David Talbot and Jesse. Right? Absolutely. They're like, here's what we want, or they could say, hey, we need an actor to anchor this series. Right. And in fact, in this case, we need a couple of actors. We need one like this, and then one with a big, little larger name, et cetera, right? So you get, I started to say Jennifer Ely, not Ely. You get Helen's character. What's the actor's name there? And then you get William Fichtner, right? From Downton Abbey. Well, and I think that David doesn't fit in this slice of the Talamasca, like particularly if you're going to have London off the rails, right? If you're going to have London off the rails in this way, David can't be running it. Elizabeth McGovern. Yes, Elizabeth McGovern. I didn't even have to look. I'm so proud. Really good work.
Okay, so Jasper, by the way, is playing Keep Your Hands to Yourself by the Georgia
So
Satellites.
ridiculous.
And is being reported to by Mr. Owen, who we learn is the head of the London Mother House.
They've gone real rogue over there.
Okay, Guy and Helen are back together, and Guy is giving her his answer from whether or not he's going to take this gig.
Right.
He says, "I have conditions." I love how Guy feels like he's in control of this, even at this point, right? He's learned so much about the Talamasca controlling every stage of his life so far, and he's still like, I have conditions.
You've got some sort of control here. No, you don't. You have no control, buddy.
First of all, you can't believe what Helen tells you, even if she agrees to your conditions, first of all.
Right.
But second of all, the very idea that you think, even if she says yes and quote unquote means it, that your conditions aren't arranged. Like this is like a Matrix point, right? Where you go, is anything real? Am I in a simulation, et cetera, et cetera? Like, is the Pope in on the controversy and the conspiracy?
Well, everyone clearly has an angle in this. You know, everyone clearly has their own angle and is playing their own game, even within the bigger picture of the overall arching, you know, whatever's happening.
They do something, I think, pretty cool for the storyline anyway. Here, Helen says, training and preparation that should take a year will become
in
a week.
1 week. Yeah.
Okay. Now, anytime Guy fails, at least in this initial adventure here in season 1, what we hope is season 1, any failure on Guy's part, we've been excused from holding him to account for, right? We don't have to blame Guy or think he's fumbling. He just didn't get any train. They threw him, Helen throws him into the lion's den, literally.
Well, and as he goes along in this episode, I'm like, maybe he should have had a little more training. Maybe we should have left the training wheels on for an episode or two.
There is clearly some sort of urgency, and not just on Helen's part, but Jasper's as well. In that this is coming to a head in a way that Helen may not have the option, or at least she may not feel that she has the option to train Guy fully or to get someone who's already sort of inured to these things.
Well, this is clearly like, let's get in here and get this shit done kind of thing. It definitely has a sense of, the whole situation has a sense of urgency to it, which is good because it's only 6 fucking episodes. I guess we better be urgent. There's not a lot of throwaway time, you know. It's not like you can have a bottle episode where we just hang around in an apartment.
To me, this is one of the most political lines in any of the Immortal universe so far. The London Mother House has gone rogue. Everyone's aware of it, but no one will do anything about it except us. To which Guy retorts, who made New York the enforcer? And Helen says, we did. Okay, layers here I want to unpeel for a minute. So first of all, it just in the universe, very interesting scenario. And if we take Helen at her face, and if we take her honestly and genuinely here, the whole Talamasca as an order is worried about what's going on with London.
Right.
But no one knows precisely, maybe. And also, there's no precedent for this. Right. So no one will come through and put a boot down.
It. Yeah.
Right. I mean, Amsterdam is theoretically the head of the organization, but if traditionally the mother houses have been run like states, you know,
they all have their own head.
For instance, you know, the governor, for instance, generally is consulted before the National Guard is sent into a state, for example.
Normally a governor would request the National Guard's presence. You wouldn't just want to send the National Guard out willy-nilly to states that don't need it, you know.
That might conflict or interfere with local police operations in some fashion.
That might feel a little, I don't know, fascist.
Cause a lot of problems, it would seem like. Anyway.
It might be confusing for people.
But on the flip side, if I'm sitting in Helen's position, or if I want to put myself in Helen's position here with our current political situation that Ashley and I are kind of making jokes about there, and I say, hey, everybody fucking sees this open and blatant corruption and unconstitutional action,
the
right?
Emperor
And none
has
of y'all
no clothes.
Yeah, and none of y'all are doing anything about it. So I guess I gotta go to the No Kings rally, or I guess I gotta do this, or I guess I gotta do that. And I'll take it from guy who has made you the enforcer. Okay, in this particular case, first of all, I'm not waving my AR at anybody, right? I don't have a gun. But secondly, the Constitution made me the enforcer, actually. It's we the people. Old Abe said a government of the people, by the people, and for the people, right? So, yeah, the Talamasca here needs to be a little self-policing. And if we take Helen and so far there's a good reason to, because it seems like old Mr. Owen ain't doing shit in London.
No.
And there's a vampire that nobody else likes.
We've already met Raglan James in an interview. Like, we know that there's some fucking shady shit going on in the Talamasca. Like,
and there's layers where they do things that other parts don't like, and right. It's a conflicting body. I mean, look, the
somebody's
UN
probably
acts very
fucking a
slowly
Mayfair,
too, right?
you know, like somebody, one of them's fucking a Mayfair somewhere.
Okay, there'd be one right as a new Mayfair and bring her in to the series suddenly, and like, you know, the Amsterdam head of the mother house is also office rocker because he's chasing Mayfairs or something.
He's chasing Mayfairs around.
Okay, so Helen is talking about groups going rogue, and yet this mission is totally off the books.
Oh, off books. Yeah, no one knows about it.
Guy's entire existence is now, not his existence exactly. The Talamasca knows that there's a child with abilities, et cetera, but the fact that all of his life has been paid for, that his college was paid for, that his you know, host family was chosen, et cetera, that was just Helen doing all of that shit.
Yeah.
That, first of all, tells you about the scope of the organization. She said the funds are efficiently unlimited. She had such a piggy bank that she bankrolled a whole guy's life and everything around him, and nobody knew about it. She didn't have to account for it.
There has to be another layer, obviously, to this relationship. I mean,
so okay, we've seen the picture of the twins from episode 1. We've talked about who the other girl, we think Helen's one of them. Who's the other one? Again, I think there's a familial connection between Helen and Guy that we're going to find eventually, and that's why she's taken such a personal interest.
He's her pet project. He's like, I'm your pet project. It's
okay, but if she is auntie or grandma or whatever, that's going to make the fact that she's throwing him to the wolves' den like this, I think, even worse in the end. Maybe. Anyway, interesting.
Or it could
can't wait for this to unfold.
Knew that he could handle it or whatever. We'll see.
Yeah. She's like, I knew because you were super psychic and you just hadn't unlocked all your powers yet. Okay, here we go. Bees and a security screen filter. Okay, this is so fucking cool. Okay, first of all, so he's on the plane. He's on the plane with his little secret laptop.
Yes.
And he pulls his laptop up there and he starts to open it, and it's just a screensaver of bees, basically, is what he sees on the screen. And then he puts on glasses, and in the glasses we see that the screensaver has gone away and there's text. And finally we get a view inside the glasses, and it's a little screen that explains, on your safety filter is on. Your screen is currently playing Bees documentary.mp4, I think is what I wrote. Yeah, Bees documentary.mp4. Okay. It says your Talamasca display is now showing B documentary MP4. Use Control-Alt-1 to switch to shadow screen. And he does, and he opens it up and he starts working. But the idea that we're literally getting James Bond shit, right?
Yeah, it's so great. It's so fun. I love spy tech. Spycraft, tradecraft is so great. It's so much fun for me. I think it's so interesting.
Okay, Judah, my older son, recently went to Washington, D.C. with his school group, and it was during, like, this episode will come out when the shutdown is over. The shutdown that, of course, is in our ancient past now, as you hear this episode. Anyway, the government was shut down, and so Judah had to like change some of the things that they had planned. Luckily, what they did was they like swapped the days. So the Smithsonian was open for the first day that they were going to be there, but not the second or third day. So they got to go to the Smithsonian on the first day instead of when they were scheduled. So they got to do that anyway. But they also went to the Spy Museum though. And I had never been there personally. And he had such good things to say about it. But there's apparently like a game that you can play. Like you get an identity when you come in, and you have to like seek out clues while you're
Shut
working your
up.
way through the right. Sounds like fucking fun. Anyway,
That's
I was
right
like,
up my
well,
alley.
I'm putting the spy museum on my list of things to do the next time I go to DC.
Hell yes.
Anyway, Ashley and I are both eating that. I know we're known for loving vampires, but we like other things too. We just talked about detective novels.
I mean,
you know, we're Legion.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
We contain multitudes.
We contain all the multitudes.
Okay. Your backstory, which is mostly true, will be accessible by anyone who searches for it. So this is literally like a deep undercover.
Yeah.
I'm dropping you out there into the world. He even says, when do I see you again? There's a very strong chance once you leave, we'll never see each other again. And she doesn't imply, I suppose that's sort of built in. She doesn't really imply that this is going to go badly for Guy or Guy's going to die.
Right.
She's just saying, you're on a path now and we may never come back together. You know,
right.
Interesting.
I'm not your handler. I got you set up with everything, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Here is something that is absolutely true from the novels, now translated onto TV. The Talamasca mistreats and abuses and uses its young people.
Yeah.
You know, Guy is a tool here for Helen, no matter what their actual connection is familially. Right. He's being used, whether he knows it or understands the depth of it or not. Well, We've talked about Merrick so many times, but I mean, Merrick was a child when she came to the Talamasca.
Well, and it seems that they are looking for children early. They're looking for young people with this talent so that they can groom them into what they want them to be.
I mean, that again is not unlike the James Bond story, right? James Bond was brought into MI6, I think, when he was in his like late teens or early 20s. Right. And it's basically because he was an orphan and he was like trained into the military.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. We can mold you. You're a disaffected young man with a chip on his shoulder that we can point like a gun. Oh, imagine. No,
that's never dangerous.
Nothing like that in the real world. That's an issue currently.
That ever happens when that happens.
Okay. It hadn't occurred to me until just now. He says, you never told me your name. And she finally says it's Helen. And so they introduce themselves to each other finally here as they're saying goodbye. Okay. I've got Mr. Checkers. Okay. We meet Mr. Checkers here as he's called in for a interrogation by Mr. Owen, the head of the London Mother House.
Oh, yes.
Checkers, kind of a heavyset guy, works in the security office or something. And I love this moment of realization that he has as they're going through the interrogation when he has the flashback and he realizes that he actually was used by Soledad. She's grinding up on him and he gets pickpocketed. She takes his security card.
She took his ID card.
He's like, no, I have it right here. I have it
right here.
But he doesn't have it right there.
No, indeed.
There's a funny moment in this exchange too, where he says, Owen says, you opened the office at 12:30 or whatever after midnight, and he says, no, I never worked that late.
Yeah.
And Owen goes, which is a discussion we'll have for another time. I was like, that's not only are you demoted right now because of your lust for a coworker leading to
you're getting
an
shit
infraction
about your attendance.
Yeah, we're going to talk about your work ethic also later. What was she after? We don't know. What we do know is we're leveling you down a notch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
There goes your security clearance, brother.
That looses him, right? He's like, okay, I'm going to give you a piece of my mind. And he tells Mr. Owen, he says, you used to be someone I looked up to. We used to be a family around here. And now it's all need to know and security cameras in every nook and cranny, even in the loo. This is a pirate ship is what it is. And I've got a feeling we've all got to, okay, this is where we might take Helen more at her word about everybody knows what's going on. He says, we all here in the London Mother House know we've all got a feeling that you're not the bloody captain anymore.
Yep.
And he looks at the security camera and he says, it's you. We don't know who you are, but we know that you're the problem, which we immediately cut to Jasper in his penthouse. and he's got a remote where he's watching this camera feed, and he's giggling, and he says, "Oh, I like this guy."
Yeah.
Again, this is what Victor does best. Like
He's
this,
so great.
he's smug and confident, right, in what he's
Yep.
got going, whatever scheme he's working. He's so confident that this open rebellion like this from this guy doesn't matter. I like this guy.
Whatever chaos is going to come is only going to serve him, you know, like that is the vibe from him 100%. He's like, fucking burn it down around us, you know.
Ashley, my oldest son recently got his first job. He works at the lovely franchise, big fan of now, Whataburger.
Ooh, yeah.
So exciting. I think we're going to do a lot of Whataburger purchases in the next few months, probably.
That's nice. They're good. Their spicy ketchup is quite nice.
We've said it before on the show, and I'll say it again. Everybody ought to work in the service industry for at least a brief period in your life.
My first job was at Sonic.
It's the way to. Mine was McDonald's. I worked at McDonald's, and then I worked at a country club as like the golf ball boy on the putting range and driving range or whatever. Okay, Jasper's job, or not Jasper, Guy's job here is. I'm so glad Judah's first job was not at a low rent strip
club Barker.
Ooh, strippers to the left, pole dancing to the right, sexy. He says some nationalities too. What does he say?
Yeah, he says
Russians,
Russians, Polish,
Poland,
Asians.
Yeah. Oh man, it's hilarious. So
get in there, learn your lines.
Get in there. What do you mean? What lines? So Guy tries very early on here. He goes and I think he buys another laptop. He's trying to get some info on his mother from the laptop from the Talamasca. But first of all, even once he gets the info, it's mostly redacted. And also chat support is right on top of it. Hey, can we help you with anything, Guy?
What's doing, buddy?
It's like Clippy pops up. It looks like you're trying to break our security and the rules. Are you?
Do you need assistance with that?
Do you need to be blacklisted and expunged from our records?
Redacted.
So he goes to his local pub and he meets his manic pixie dream girl.
Oh my God,
she's lovely and lively Kevis. Is that how you pronounce that?
It.
I think that's how he says it.
I think that's how it's pronounced. She's beautiful and so like, what a vibe is coming off her.
It sort of vaguely reminds me of Penny Lane from Almost Famous.
Yes.
Like a British Penny Lane.
Literally about to say that. Kate Hudson and Almost Famous. Yeah, that's totally kind of her vibe.
Yeah, and listen, these are not, as a rule, they are not healthy relationships.
No.
But I mean, you've had this experience where you meet somebody at a party or at a bar or something, and you're like, and maybe it doesn't even have to be romantic or sexual for you specifically, but you're just like, God damn it, that's a magical human being that wandered through this event there.
Yes, when you meet someone that has that kind of energy, it's very cool.
You got to imagine that was what it was like being in the room with like Marilyn Monroe or Prince or Elvis or something too, right? Like, again, fucked up as they may have been in various ways.
But just magnetic, yeah. She just has some really great vibes and is saying all the right things, is super charming. I loved her. I love her.
Dude, she says, okay, so did you come for the rain?
Yeah.
And he's like, what? And she goes, London.
Yeah, it's a very fun meet cute, actually. I like their vibe between each other too. It's good. They have good chemistry.
So I think she's mentioning London neighborhoods, but maybe it was actually British towns. Either way, though, she says 3 or 4, and he's giving her blank looks. Yeah. And he goes, those sound like Harry Potter characters to me.
Sounds like Harry Potter characters to me. That was funny.
Sick beats, like, dope vibe if you fancy.
First time in London,
huh? Yeah. She says sick beat. She invites him. She says, hey, we're going to this after hours thing. Sick beats, dope vibe if you fancy it. Never know. It could change your life. Okay. The end of this episode, obviously we know that she's involved in some way with this, but even in this moment, I was like, I'm like, I don't know whose side she's on
100%.
or how she's involved, but yeah.
This girl, you don't just run into this girl at the pub. Like, I just don't feel like that's
no.
This is a setup at some level.
This is so simple, and it was probably the whole fucking reason that they gave him the name Guy. When she says, "That's my guy," oh man. Okay, what was she drinking that she leaves him in the bar though, Ash? Is that like an oatmeal stout or something? It was like a beer.
It looks like a wheat
but it was
beer.
just, it was so
cloudy.
fucking white. I've drank, I mean, but not just cloudy, but there's no amber in it. It was like, it was just white. The whole fucking thing was white. I mean, maybe they just had a bad head on it, and it was all like head. Maybe
I just thought it was a wheat beer, like a
okay. That's maybe it's a wheat. And again, when you pour those like a Hefeweizen, if you pour it, you do get it. It's all foam basically to start with. Yeah, okay, all right, that's fair.
It has to settle.
I was just like, what sort of sweet fucking chewy beer is she drinking here that she leaves for this fella? She leaves way too much of it for him, by the way. Like, you should have downed a little bit more before you headed off, Kevis.
Yeah, I mean,
okay. But Kevis is literally everything that Guy was needing in this moment, right?
Yeah,
it's human connection.
Beautiful distraction, human connection.
A little affection.
Yeah. Fun, some humor. Fuck. Can we laugh a little?
Okay, but once she finds him, once he shows up to the after hours thing and she grabs him, it's really cute. She jumps on his back and everything. She is not alone. Kevis is not alone. There is you want to talk about a stunning black woman with her. And it is clear they are there together, whether Guy was going to show up or not.
There's licking involved. There's tongue on skin action.
She and Kevis kiss. She and Guy kiss. Kevis and she and Guy kiss. I will just say, a nice crowded makeout session is a highlight of your life for just about anyone. I think if you ever get an opportunity for that,
I say good job in the club, kids. Good job in the club, kids.
Make a little crowd and make out. Listen, a little mouth sore potentially never harmed anybody. You kiss enough crowds in a bar, you will get mouth sores. I will
say this. I was in a club in Orlando one time, and a guy came by and licked my shoulder. That was not as sexy as he thought it was. I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like, what was that?
I was invited into a bathroom once at a party, and there were a crowd of people in this bathroom. There were, I don't know, 7, 9. It was many people. It was too many people for a bathroom, probably.
Heard.
But nobody was in there to use that bathroom. Everybody was in there for the crowd. So anyway, that was fun. Again, a little diversion, a little warm memory for yourself in your old age when your teeth start falling out and whatnot, you know.
Or everybody a creepy memory for a girl to carry with her for the rest of her life.
Or it could be like Kevis and Guy and our unknown third party here on the dance floor, where it's this potentially amazing thing that leads to maybe one of the worst experiences of Guy's life, potentially here as this all wraps up.
Bad end of the evening.
She's about to leave, though, this mystery woman, and she grabs Guy right up close, and I thought she's going to get another full-on kiss, but she tells him,
too, but she's like,
you are in so much trouble. And even there, it sort of felt sexy, because it's like, because the two of y'all are going to take me home, and my back's going to hurt for 2 weeks, right? No, it ain't like that. Okay, then Guy does get into a rollicking wrestling match with Kevis back at his place, though.
Yes.
And hey, kudos to the intimacy coordinator and the cinematographer on this one. Lovely little sex scene. Yeah.
Great romp. Great romp, everyone.
It wasn't egregious. It wasn't salacious or anything, but like nice and romantic and sexy. Like, this is what you want, man.
She did say, I've broken all the rules. Is that what she says?
Yes. Okay. I think I've got it written down here somewhere. Let me see.
Mid-coitus, she shares.
Yes. Okay, you really feel like his London excursion has finally gone good, and Kevis says, I broke the rules. I broke all the rules. I'm a rule breaker.
That's the
specific lines that she says. And then apologizes to Guy while he's sleeping post-coitus there, and suddenly she's gone. And again, kudos to the cinematographer and director. They do a cool transition with the light, and she's next to him, and then suddenly she's gone, and he awakes alone with a post-it note on his face that says, "You're my guy."
A post-it.
Ashley, I told you earlier when she meets him at the bar, I was like, okay, Kevis means something. She's important. Here I said, ooh, Kevis is not gonna be in next episode. Yeah, ooh, I knew this was gonna go very badly for the two of them.
Well, okay, also did you peep her bag in the bar? I peeped her bag in the bar. There's a fucking huge tome in it. Inside her backpack.
I forgot about that. Yes, there's a great big, and it's like a
Chekhov's.
It's like a manuscript.
Chekhov's fucking giant book in your backpack that looks like it's from 1760 or something.
Yes, 100%, 100%. What is the manuscript? Good call. Good call.
So I was already suspicious about that.
Guy notices, he gets back to work. He notices the phone booth. He was on his lunch, which there's a cool moment. He takes his lunch, and so he like goes inside the bar to eat.
Yeah. And
there's like a stripper, like very fucking not botheredly dancing for this guy. And she like waves at Guy when they make eye contact, and Guy's like, hey. And then like, my bad. I didn't want to stare.
I feel like I've had that lap dance.
Yeah. Yes, 100%. Okay. Guy realizes though when he gets done with his lunch break that the phone booth is getting scraped off. All the stuff taped to the phone booth is getting scraped off. And he's like, was there a dead drop that I had missed? So he goes over, he asks the guy, he finally digs through the trash can. He finds, yes, there was a message. All right. So he's like, hey, I got to do a thing. I'll be back. I'll work an extra shift later. Don't even worry. And the guy who is not the barker anymore is like, what am I supposed to do? I love the fact, I think English is not his first language, right? He sounds vaguely Eastern European. And so my guess there is he's been stuck barking, even though the customers that are walking by are all Londoners, theoretically, or most of them are. So it's like, no, we want someone who can speak fucking English, actually, to bark these lines.
How else?
He's like, what am I supposed to do?
See the naked women, my God.
Yeah. But so Guy does his whole little James Bond thing here. He finds the drop. He finds the secret package. He finds the message. He decodes the whole thing.
Decodes it with his code book.
Now, he's doing a bunch of stuff like clumsily here. And it gets worse later. Like there's a moment where he tosses a phone, and I'm like, fucking everybody in the tri-state area saw you. Yeah, you're a very bad spy.
You're the worst spy.
Archie is his target, though, or that's the name that he's referenced as in anyway.
Yes.
They say when the underworld, or in this case, the London Mother House, needs someone found or dealt with, he's the one they call. This is a button man. Yeah. We got a hint of him in the first episode, but we get a little bit more of him here. So Jasper is now tailing this guy, trying to Guy is tailing this guy and trying to follow him. So they follow him to a restaurant. Guy's setting up outside the restaurant. Okay, I'm going to film him and someone. We know it's Mr. Owen, but Guy doesn't know that at this point. The two of them are sitting down for a dinner meeting when Jasper walks by Guy.
Lo and behold.
And joins the two of them in the restaurant. So now Guy is listening in telepathically. And that's going fine, except for the fact that one of those three is a very powerful vampire.
Fucking vampire.
It says, hello there. Who do we have here?
What do we have
here? So Guy has to kind of run off, and that's the end of it, or he's trying to get away anyway. He still tails Archie, though. And again, this is a moment where I'm just thinking, boy, he's really bad at following this guy. Like, if Archie had been paying any fucking... I wonder what Archie was told in that dinner meeting, because it seems like he's in a real hurry and isn't paying much attention to the fact that he's clearly being followed.
Well, and clearly being followed, clearly just walking through the streets of London like there's not CCTV cameras everywhere.
Yeah. Okay. I will say one thing, the level of clumsiness that we see in this episode, I think, especially from Guy, may be purposeful to show us like his growth, right? Like think about even in the recent James Bond movies. Yeah. Well, okay. Yes, but even in the recent James Bond movies, like Daniel Craig as a spy is much clumsier and brute force in Casino Royale than, you know, Inspector or No Time to Die or whatever.
Right.
So anyway, show that growth. That's what I'm hopeful for anyway, that it's not just clumsy writing, but that it's purposeful.
Well, yeah, no, I don't. It doesn't feel like clumsy writing. It definitely feels like a clumsy spy.
That sort of growth, though, over the series, like to have that seated here and to pay it off, that would show me that this is way closer on the spectrum to Interview than Mayfair, right? That's, that's the sort of thing that I'm looking for.
And that's moving you towards a second season, hopefully.
Yes, yeah. So Guy watches from a distance as Archie, it seems like Archie attacks a woman. He hears violence anyway, and finally he decides, okay, I'm going to go in no matter what. But he's too damn late. He's waited too long here, unless all he wanted was the mystery. Like, if he was trying to save the woman, you got to go in before you hear, you know, blood being spilt or whatever.
My God. Before the struggle.
So really good cinematography and direction here. All of this, him coming into the building, is cool and creepy and amps up, you know, appropriately as a thriller. This felt like, I mean, it's not what was the Sliver with Fatal Attraction, anyway, and one of the Baldwin brothers too. Did you ever see that, Sliver? It was like the one where the guy has all of the cameras in the penthouse. I mean, in the giant apartment building. And he like films. What's her name? Who's the woman from Fatal Attraction? I keep wanting to say Renee Russo. Not Fatal Attraction. Basic Instinct. Sorry.
Oh God.
God, we got to look it up now. Anyway, what I meant to say was not
Sharon
that this
Stone.
feels like Sharon Stone. There you go. Not that this feels like Basic Instinct, but Basic Instinct and Sliver were both part of a rash of films made in the 90s, especially. There were some in the 80s, though, where it was like psychosexual thrillers, right?
Yeah.
Some of them were more graphic than others, but all of them had a little bit of sexy, a little bit of romance, a little thriller, a little horror.
There was a lot.
That's what this episode plays out like.
There was a lot of like crime movies in that time period too, like Kiss the Girls with Ashley Judd. This vibe kind of reminded me of that a little bit, like that kind of thing. Like him coming into this apartment and trying to figure out what happened in here. It was very like in the shadows, shot really interestingly. Yeah, I liked it a lot.
And the fact that you realize slowly that whether it's on purpose or not from some other entity or organization, he's framing himself for all of this. As he stumbled upon this event, and real quickly he's in this is The Fugitive.
You're in a fucking
It wasn't
scene.
Me. It was the one-armed man, except here you are with your hand on the knife and, you know, all the things.
And you touch the hanging lady. You've left your DNA.
Literally all. Okay, so he finds his target first, Archie, but Archie's got his throat slit.
Man.
And he's like, oh, Jesus.
Archie's bleeding
Then
out.
He finds, at first it just looks like he's dead there, right? Like you and he dismisses him too. Then he sees a hanging body. And
you hear it first. You hear the fucking swinging.
Guy knows it before he ever looks up and sees the body hanging. I think he knows exactly what has happened, and I think he knows who it is.
Yes.
Even before he comes around. That's why he does it so slowly. He comes around and it's Kevis hanging there. And as gorgeous as she looked earlier in the episode, she looks that horrific hanging here with her open face, you know, open mouth and her dead eyes. Oh, yeah. So Kevis is dead, but Archie isn't. He croaks out the word book and points. And finally, Guy realizes that he's in trouble in this building with two dead bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And Guy does not grab the book, I want to point out, that Archie was pointing at. He does run away from the scene very suspiciously for anyone who might have been hiding and watching. And again, boy, what a great setup for... And even take out the paranormal elements so far, right? Let's don't make it about vampires and witches.
Yeah. If these aren't vampires and these are just, you know, some bros, this is still compelling and interesting. I'm really into it.
I'm so into it. I'm so into it right now. And through 2 episodes, I'm into it more than I was into Mayfair after 2 episodes.
100%.
Now, I will say Mayfair has the great, I'm 99% certain it was at the end of the 2nd episode, not the first one, but there's the moment where there's the surprise death that leads to a mystery for the rest of that first season, or most of the first season. That was very compelling television, but already they had gone in directions that I was like, not gonna love this, but like maybe they'll make it okay. There's none of that hesitation with this.
No.
Even the one thing that I'm like at all questionable about or worried about is the revenants, the zombie-like vampires that we've seen so far, and how are they going to explain that away, and how do they do it? I do want to say at this point, some of you may have seen this in some of the behind-the-scenes promotion for the show. I've seen it several times. There's a video where they ask this very question about these creatures to Nicholas Denton that plays Guy Anatole, and he says, he describes them as half-baked, basically. They're not quite done, meaning they were begun the process of transformation into vampires and it's not finished. And I think if we were to go back and really break apart the discussions of these kinds of creatures from the original Interview with the Vampire novel that they meet in Eastern Europe, I think that's actually pretty close to the way that Anne describes them. It doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense with the rest of her vampiric world. But again, as Harrison Ford told Mark Hamill Once Upon a Time Kid, it's not that kind of movie.
It's in the script. We just go. And decided we're going to go.
I am just eating this shit up so far.
Yo, I'm having a great time. And I really like the guy playing Guy, the guy playing Guy. I'm enjoying all the performances. Like, it's really well done. You're my guy. It's really well done so far.
Okay. Here's my biggest current fingers crossed. I am hopeful that we get more of Kevis. First of all, beautiful actor and a really interesting character that we got a glimpse of here. But like, give us some flashbacks or something. Explain Kevis's connection and bring that actor back to do so. That's my hope anyway. I hope we get more of her. All right, we will be back with you. You got 2 episodes this week because they launched with 2 for the Talamasca on AMC.
Because we've been such good boys and girls.
Because we've said our prayers and we've taken our vitamins and we've done our training exercises as the Hulkster told us to.
That's right.
And yes, we've been gifted with another one. Next week, we've only got 1 Talamasca episode, but guess what? Ashley and I are going to New Orleans.
What?
Anne Rice's Celebration of Life is November 1st. We're going to be there in person. A bunch of you are going to be there with us too.
Yes, you are.
For the celebration and all over the city. We're going to have a great time for Halloween and All Saints Day in the Crescent City. And so Ashley and I are going to do an episode, a live stream, as a matter of fact, on November 2nd, that Sunday, middle of the day, sometime after we get up from our booze fueled Saturday night, I'm sure.
I mean,
we'll join you here on camera and hopefully from my hotel balcony, and we will discuss Anne Rice's Celebration of Life and our time in New Orleans and some other fun stuff. We'll play some parlor tricks and games, and then we'll have some more Talamasca for you weekly until this show is over. Then we'll be back into some fun stuff for the holidays. We haven't ironed out exactly what that's going to be yet, although Ashley and I are thinking about maybe some werewolf books. The werewolf books apparently have a Christmas bent, and it would be cool to kind of run into that for the holidays. So we'll see
least a winter
what the scheduling
vibe,
is.
You know.
Yeah. So all of that coming for you soon. Don't forget, if you aren't currently a patron, you can get more and more often, ad-free, and the whole 9 yards at articulatecoven.com/join. $2 or more a month gets you access to all of it. Until the next time that we talk to you, we have been your hosts. I am Joel.
I'm Ashley.
And we are the Articulate Coven. Thank you for sharing this time with the Articulate Coven. Support the show as either a free or paid member at articulatecoven.com/join. You can also find us on YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Find more from the Coven with our sister show, Flan Again, covering the works of Mike Flanagan.